Hey, hey,
So
hey.
I'm super excited. Say hello to the beautiful Jodi, JoJo Clarke.
Hi.
I'm super excited to be here with you. And I want to show you guys a little sneak peek of my intro for my up and coming show. So
Yes.
stay tuned for that.
Let's see it.
Yes, I'm excited. I cannot wait for this to come out. You're going to be a guest. I know this already, so I'm just saying.
I love it.
So, hello, beautiful people. If you do not know by now, today is the launch of my book, Warrior's Paradigm. So excited you understand. We're covering after you.
I'm so
Anyway, don't worry about it. Those who pre-order is coming soon. I promise.
Please hurry up because I did pre-order.
So I'm super excited. And thank you to those who have downloaded the ebook already. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. Make sure you leave a review. If you have not yet, go to www.readytotransformnow.com. It'll bring you right to the Amazon link so you can download that ebook and leave that review because that's super important. Just saying. So today I have a lovely guest. Her name is JoJo Clarke. As I said earlier, we go way back. So it was necessary that we had this conversation, that I had her a part of my virtual book launch. It wouldn't be right if I did not. So for those of you who do not know, Warrior's Paradigm is a book that I actually wrote. I'm super excited about it. And I literally poured my heart and soul into this book. My goal with this book was to literally impact lives, in the sense of there are so many people that have gone through so many challenges and things in their life, and they feel alone, and like no one understands how they feel, why they feel, and it can sometimes you suffer in silence. So I shared my story and put my full life in this book to help someone to understand that, hey, we all go through things, but we can take our brokenness and we can transform it into our beauty. And that's literally what I did. And that's what I shared in the book about my different experiences with different areas in life and just growing pains, honestly. And it was a blessing. Stressful, but exciting at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for those of you who have not heard of Warrior Paradigm, check out this lovely video trailer. Yeah, look, that's just giving movie vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I cannot wait to seriously read that book. Like seriously, I cannot wait. It looks like it's going to be deep. Gonna have like a box of tissues, just like the whole. Yeah, no, that's good. Girl, I don't know how you did it, because being transparent, it takes a lot.
Yes, it's very like it's rewarding and satisfying, but as you're going after the fact, as you're going through the process, you're like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Freaking out, screaming on the inside, like, forget it, I changed my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like in anything that you do that's new, or anything that you do that you're putting yourself outside of your comfort zone, you're like butterflies in your stomach, wanting to semi throw up. You know what I mean? So it's like a really big deal.
I'm really proud of you, because you're not transparent. Like you hold a lot in. So for you to actually now are like showing the world and your friends and like your family certain things that they possibly didn't even know that happened to you, for why you are the way you are and how you are now compared to how you were back then. It's just, I'm proud of you, yo, for real. That's good. That's good. I can't wait, yo, because I really feel like I'm gonna like, oh my God. Like and I'm not.
That's good. So tell the people who you are for those who don't know who JoJo Clarke is.
Well, my name is JoJo Clarke, and I am a long time friend of Miss Chanel Spencer. We go way back, like White on Rice. You know, from Jamaica, moved to the Bronx, well, Brooklyn, then Bronx, and now live here in Connecticut. And, you know, I'm just here enjoying life, living life to the fullest, trying to be as transparent as Chanel. She's definitely trying to open me up more because we are the same sign.
Capricorn
all day. She has elevated, you know, further up there where I'm still like down here, slowly trying to creep up. Because it is hard to be transparent and open to people that you don't know. Yes. Even if people that you do know, you are a little bit guarded because
apprehensive. Yep.
You don't want to like be vulnerable. That's the word. It's like you don't want to be vulnerable to people, and because you feel like they're gonna hurt you. So if they don't know 100%,
it could be that it makes you feel weak too. So like for me, yes. I hate crying in front of people. It drives me insane. I feel like they're looking at me like, girl, get it together. Like,
right.
Like you can't control your emotions. Like,
and it's crazy because sometimes you're crying and it's not like you're crying because you're upset, like because the word that you want to express and come out your mouth to tell them about themselves is like, you know, you don't want to because you love them. So it's like, I'm crying because you're not understanding me. I'm frustrated. So I get it. So your book is probably going to help me a lot to kind of like overcome, you know, that fear of opening up to people more than I have, you know, so I can't wait for real. Yeah. Yeah. I hope you have like notes, like a notepad in the back where people could like write.
Well, you know, I might be coming out with a journal or something real soon. You know what I'm saying? Just say, you know, a little workbook or something.
Just say, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So you want to buy a bundle pack? You know,
I'm just saying, a deluxe package. Oh no.
You know, a digital download or two. You know what I'm saying? I can't. You would see Capricorn minds.
I'm just saying. Child.
So I feel like I discuss a plethora of topics in the book. I talk about family. I talk about childhood. I talk about self-esteem. I talk about self-love. I talk about how beauty. I talk about attempted suicide. I talk about different areas that I've depression, mental health, physical health, all of those areas. Specifically, trust and deception is a big part, and nemesis, because I've had a lot of people in my life that I thought were like ride or dies, best friends, or I thought were a friend or had my best interest in heart. And because, you know, the Capricorn gene, we love everybody. We want the best of everybody. We want to, you know, and then it comes to turn around and they're like the enemy in disguise, the snake.
Mm-hmm. Praise.
Praise Jesus, because these people, I'm telling you, and I talk about chameleons too, because some people put on a lovely front of who they aren't, essentially.
Yes.
Right. And sometimes, like you said, it's because we feel that we have to be protective and a barrier for our own protection. But at the same time, it's because they are literally psychos. Like, I don't know any better word, right? They are literally, you know what I mean? Like, I've dealt with a lot of chameleons as well in my life, in the sense that they portray something and they are literally demons in disguise. You know what I mean? Agree. Sent to like destroy you. You know what I mean?
I agree. It's kind of like I feel like people are naturally drawn to like your energy and who you are as a person. And then it's kind of like, oh, well, if she's doing this, oh, maybe if I'm like her friend, she will help me out, because we are giving people, and we kind of sometimes want to help people more than we want to help ourselves, which is very bad, because we have to learn to be selfish. You have to be selfish with your time and your energy. And it's and it's the people that we help, and you think that they have our best interests at heart, that we help the most, and then when you look back at it, you're like, wow, like this person really just did this because they wanted to level up or to suck my energy out of me, so they could be better off in life and have me still down here. They don't praise me when I'm up here, but they want, so I get it. So that's why I'm like so guarded.
But the crazy part is both of our personalities, we're like you said, right? Like we're a fun time, we talk, we energetic, like, but in certain levels, we're like, back up. You're getting a little too close to me.
Too close.
Not even in a physical way, yes, but in a mental and emotional way, it's like, nah. So I'm gonna let you.
Who sent you? What you want? Sure.
I'm telling you, these people are like, but yes, like literally. So tell me a time that you've like dealt with people who were like chameleons, and how did you handle it?
Oh my God. So don't even know where to start, because I've definitely dealt with a lot of chameleons, even within family. So
those be the biggest ones.
Girl. So it's kind of like you don't know that they're jealous of you. And you're like, why are you jealous? Why are you jealous? So fast forward. So boom. Listen.
Please hold on, flip a page.
So I have a cousin that did not grow up. Like, I have cousins that I grew up with, and I have cousins that I did not grow up with. So the cousin that I did not grow up with, I really don't care to get to know them. I know it's sad to say that, but it's kind of like, for me, it's like, if so many time has passed, there's no reason for me to kind of like, maybe that's just my defense mechanism.
But like,
maybe it's my defense mechanism because of like the past issues that I've probably had with jealous family members. So anyway, I had a family member who, when I was younger, she used to be my babysitter, and I finally got older, and we met up through mutual cousins. And then, I was in Brooklyn just staying with her, chilling with her. She was like buying me stuff and doing all this extraness, and I was like, you really don't have to do this. It's okay. Like, we're family, we're getting to know each other again. And it's okay. So one day she's like, oh, let's go to your house. So, I live in Connecticut now. We drove all the way back from Brooklyn to Connecticut, and her whole demeanor changed when she saw my house, how I'm living, everything. And she's like, oh, I didn't know you were. I was like, because, I don't tell people my business. I don't tell people where I live. It's kind of like my house is very sacred to me. Like, only certain people are able to come to my house.
All right. First of all, I don't care. Back in the day, right? Like back in the day, like when we used to hang out heavy, I'm stitching, I don't care. Literally, like Jodi would come down, right? And I'll be like, okay, like where you, like, are you like being dropped by a UFO? Like, where are you coming from? Like, what? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And so the crazy part is, my opinion, the perception would be that like Jodi's like a nomad. But when I went to Connecticut, and she started telling me stuff like, oh yeah, we have a code on the back door.
Yes, I'm very protective.
That's a really good thing, because then it makes people put you in a category that you aren't in. That's one. And two, it's also like a protection thing, because you don't know who has your best
right.
Like right. When you're driving, her whole demeanor changes, because some people are like, oh well, I'm hanging out with this person because I look better than them, or I'm better than them. I'm with. So now on the drive, she's like, hold on, wait a minute.
Right. You far. Oh, you live in this area. Oh.
Yes. You got all that yard space. Oh, you got a garden in your backyard?
Oh my God.
I didn't even know you can have backyards.
Whole demeanor change. And then when she came in, she was like, oh yeah, I remember you when you were small. You've always been a brat. You've always been, people always give you stuff. I'm like, it's not my fault that my parents were prepared for me. There's nothing I can do about that. Like, what do you want me to do? No shade, but whole hella shade. I cannot. You can't be mad at me for how I live. Yes, I had my own room. Yes, I had this. Yes, I had, and I still have my parents that have my best interests at heart. If anything goes left, I know they're still there. What are you jealous about? And girl holds me to change. Next, she started blasting me on Facebook. Oh, this bitch thinks this chick thinks she knows she has everything. She's always been a brat. She never did anything for herself in life. And I said, you know what, child, I had to just cut ties. And with that situation, I was just like, yeah, any cousins or family member that I did not grow up with, I do not need for us to kind of like have that close interaction. I could see you at family functions. But as far as like my space, because then I felt I had to like sage my whole house out because I didn't know what she came in here with, like that energy. I didn't want it. So, it's like, because anybody that know us, Chanel, like you and I, we're always happy, we're always smiling, but we do deal with a lot of things internally that people do not know of. Because we don't want that pity. We don't want that, oh my God, you okay? No, we're fine. Just let me deal with it how I deal with it while I have this smile on my face. So I get it. But yes. Bye. I'm over.
So for me, I have 4 file cabinets for people. So it's like, I give you like a trial period to see where you are, how you are, what you function. So she would have been put in like, all right, I see who you are. I'm gonna be cordial with you, but you're not in I rock with you, and you're not in the I bang with you heavy file cabinet. But you're not in the girl. If you ever see me, don't act like you don't know me. I will never. You can stand next to me, and you will be Casper. I have that basket. I have that.
She's in that basket. Okay. Okay. She in that basket.
And you said something super important in regards to like family. And I have a chapter called Family Ties where I literally talk about how I grew up and how I was raised and having parents that were so supportive and literally helped me in every single way. Even to this day, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Mommy, daddy.
Yes.
Exactly. Right. You know what I mean? And so for you to say like, it's not my fault that I was blessed in this way is very true. And some people don't necessarily understand it because they never had that or haven't experienced it. So it either comes out in 2 ways where they're jealous or envious because they're like, damn, I want to have this too. You know what I mean? Or they do I'm gonna tear you down because what you have. You know what I mean? So it comes in so many different ways and a lot. Yes. And what I had to learn was the way that people are with me is more of a reflection of themselves.
Yes.
Here, like, what? Like, what? Like, I was so what? Like, what? Beating myself up, like shedding tears. Like, why would somebody want to stab me in the back like that? Why would somebody like? Well, that doesn't make any sense because, like,
right. Girl, she even threw that whole, you're so dark skinned, you lucky you're pretty. Because if you wasn't pretty, girl. And you know what's funny? It was remember that time when I was at your house and I was like getting these long paragraphs and I was like, oh my God, my cousin is like sending me these long hateful messages. That was the same time that whole thing happened. Yes. And I was you were just looking at me like, but she's sending you this, but you're not really affected. But I was affected, but it was just like,
right. Eating it, right. Because you didn't want to have, you didn't want her to have power over your emotions, even though let me say something. It'd be family too, Chad. It'd be family too, because you sit and you think like, oh, my family's supposed to. It'd be the ones you're closest to. A little Tiana Taylor, just say, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just be the ones. Like, it's so many times it's the ones that you least expect. So you have to be very, like you said, very, 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 very intentional about your energy, who you have around you. Like, it's so important because they can literally suck the life out of you.
Literally.
Like this on the floor, leave, kick you. You know what I'm saying? What's that, Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah.
And like, right. And then
sure.
Like literally, like, oh my gosh, like it's unreal, honestly.
Yes, it's bad.
It kind of ties into the deception as well, because there are so many times that we, like you said, we trust people, we bring people around us with the expectation that they have the same intentions as we do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that could be romantic relationship, friendship, co-workers, business, all of that, right? So how have you handled deception? How have you handled people who hurt you or broke your trust?
Well, right now, I'm slowly, gradually learning how to kind of like still handle that, because back in the day, I'd probably say that I dealt with it in a way where I didn't say anything. I would just act like, I didn't know anything. Like I was stupid. Like, okay, you did this to me. I'm not going to confront you. I'm just going to eat it. And then it starts to eat me up inside because it's like, oh, I should have said something. So, but now I could say that not everything that I do speak my mind about, but if it's someone that I do care about, then that's the person that I would say, hey, I wasn't really feeling, what happened. I'm feeling some type of way about this. Can we talk about it? And instead of me blowing up right then and there, I kind of wait like a day or two to kind of like,
oh my gosh, we're Capricorns. You gotta give me 72 hours, child. 72 hours.
Let me if I tell you how I'm feeling right now, we ain't gonna be friends. So let me just take a breather, Zen mode, and then maybe I'll calm down, you'll calm down, and then we could talk about it. And then I've realized that it actually has worked, better than me spazzing that right then and there. So I'm slowly getting there. I do have my temper tantrums still on and off because sometimes it's like, I want certain things done my way, this way, right now, bomb, 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 bomb. And it doesn't work like that. And I'm slowly learning to kind of just like say, Jodi, everything that works how you want it, when you want it.
Right.
You just kind of have to just...
So listen, I know there are so many people that have literally experienced the things that we have talked about, does that even make sense? Talked about talking.
It's all right.
What is that? Anyway, talked about whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's relationships. Type in the chat, whoever. If you're gonna drop names, we don't care. Drop them. Tell us if your experiences, who have you dealt with in jealousy or in envy or have broken your trust? Share your stories. We love to hear them, because at the end of the day, like I said, the purpose of this book is for people to understand that they are not alone in dealing with certain situations. Maybe you're the same and you need to have 72 hours to communicate what you feel like. Because let me tell you something, me and the way my energy is set up,
child, you tiny, but they don't know.
You know what I mean? And it's so important. That's why I put these discussion points in the book, because it was like, I know for a fact that I am not the only one that has experienced these situations. And at the same time, I know I'm not crazy, because sometimes you like, is it me? Like, you know what I mean? Have you ever said like, maybe it's a me?
You just said like the whole book title just now. I know. That's a new book right there.
Maybe it's me, like, for real, because you're just like, what? And all right, let's be real now. Sometimes it is us. Sometimes, because it's sometimes what we allow, sometimes what we accept, right? And sometimes we see the red flags and we're like, nah, I can't be. Not her, not him, no way. The lies you tell. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's us because we're giving the benefit of the doubt, or it's because of our own lack of self-love or self-value sometimes, honestly. You know what I mean? Like for me, there were times where I, like when you said you didn't really confront or have conversations, it was partly due to me not necessarily knowing how to communicate what I feel without being like her or being angry. But at the same time, it was also me not feeling that my emotions and my feelings and my pain and were valuable enough to bring to the table. And then it was also the fear piece of confrontation. But then I learned carefrontation. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And the people that really care about you and really love you will actively listen and hear you. And if you know it's them. Let me say
they will receive it if they love you. I'm just saying. If not, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So I have a time where I had a nemesis. I literally, because I didn't want to say enemy, I didn't want to say frenemy, I wanted to find a word that truly defined, like I just get that tatted nemesis. Like, ooh, you're not just an enemy, you a nemesis. You're next level. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, there are people that literally don't want to see you succeed, or your level of success.
I'm going through that right now at work. But continue.
Listen, that's part of why I left my job. I ain't got time. Listen, I'll be miserable my damn self. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Like, you know, like it was all good a week ago when when you felt like I wasn't competition, or you felt like I wasn't in which I was not trying to step on your toes, because I try to, you know, I don't need to be in competition with anybody. We don't need to be in competition with nobody. We have goals and what we want to accomplish in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, type in chat, no competition, period. No competition. Like, we are in competition with ourselves only. Like, your win is a win for all of us. It's not just your win and that's it. And that's what you have to get into, the mentality of abundance, and understand that just because JoJo is winning doesn't mean that, I don't know, Lisa can't win. Everybody can win. There is space for everyone at the table. There's no need to fight, pull the chair from underneath, cut the legs on the. There's no need to do all that.
The barrel, child.
This is not Game of Thrones live. There's no need. There's no need for all that. Like, you know what I mean? Type your favorite Game of Thrones character. Let me see. I love Khaleesi. I love Khaleesi. Oh, and what Ari? Oh my gosh. That was what?
After she killed that Night Walker.
Okay. Coming through with the save. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of times where we have people that are like genuinely bothered, like literally bothered. And for so long, I used to literally sit and dim my light to satisfy them. You see what I'm saying? Because it makes you feel insecure in a bad way. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's sometimes you feel insecurities within yourself, but then other people make you feel insecure. Like when she said, oh, you're a brat and you're this and you're that, right? It's like, damn. Then you start thinking like, damn, maybe
maybe I am. Like, damn. Like,
right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I'm blessed. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's not, like you said, it's not my fault. And I'm no longer going to turn my light off, dim my light off. As my favorite person, where Lisa Nichols says, get some shades, because I'm sorry, the light is on. I would bring my ring light around if I needed to. I don't care. Like, I'm no longer going to dim our light. We're no longer going to dim our light. Right. Everybody in listening and tuning in, even if you're on the replay, type in hashtag replay. We are no longer going to dim our lights for anybody.
Anyone.
We have been blessed with tools, with knowledge, with gifts, and it's for a purpose. And we are no longer going to dim our light. Like, for years, I used to do that. Like, it used to drive me insane, because you suffer inside. Like, dang, and then you start feeling deception. Then you start feeling like you have nemesis everywhere that you go, because it's just like, dang, nobody's supportive of me. Nobody wants to see me win. And then as you grow, you start to feel lonely, because it just feels like, all right, who's my enemy? Who's not?
Right.
You don't know. Then you're like, you know what? Maybe I want success if it comes to all of this. You see what I'm saying? That's why you see some celebrities are like, all right, maybe I don't want to be famous. Maybe I don't want to have all this money, because what they say, new levels, new devils, it is so
it's so true. So true.
Girl.
Like I said, at work, I gotta deal with these gremlins. Child. And it's always the fact, you know what? I'm working on myself. I just don't understand why people want to throw you under the bus, then talk in your face. So straight backstabbers. It's kind of like they have an issue with you, but instead of talking to you, they talk to like a supervisor or manager, throw you under the bus, right? Then as soon as I walk on the floor, you want to talk to me about the issue. But why would you talk to me about the issue if you already threw me under the bus? But then when I found out that you were complaining about something that you're supposed to do, but my supervisor backed me up on, then there's like an issue. Oh, you're protecting the princess. I don't know what's up with these princess and brat when it comes associated with me. I don't know. But I feel like because when you are loved by many, it's kind of like when you're loved by many, people gravitate to you, people love you. It's always the miserable people in the background that are upset. Yes, like you.
And the crazy part is, oh my God, like, you're always right here. Like, literally, it's sometimes they're not even jealous of what you have. They're jealous of how people love you and
Yes, that's
how people want to be around you and care about you and are supportive of you and are loyal to you.
Like, but you could be the same
it's
way
not my
too.
fault. Change your personality. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
change it, and it's kind of like when you get into a new career or something like that, and there've been people that's been there for 20 years, 10 years, and they're still in the same position, and you get there for like a year and then you level up, they're upset. I did not tell you to be stagnant. You could have done the same thing. Okay. You could have done the same thing.
Like,
if I want to move up in life, that's me. If you want to be stagnant for 10, 20 years doing the same thing and then say, oh, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I can do this. Okay, that's you. But let me grow. Let me level up while you still stay in the same position that you've been doing for the past 20 years. It's okay. If that's what you love to do, own it and love it. But if I want to level up, let me level up without the hate and the shade and the pettiness. Please. And thank you.
And thank you.
Like, come on. It's girl.
You are only fact. Like, literally, that was my life in 2018 and 2019. I was just like, is this real?
Yes.
Like, what is happening?
Yes.
Like the shade, the backstabbing,
oh my God.
And so for me, I'm always 10, 15 steps ahead of the game because I dealt with it for so long. But then it becomes exhausting. It's like, damn, I'm like, why I gotta work this hard?
Right.
Super mediocre. You see what I'm saying? Like, mediocre. Like, can we please type in the chat if you have somebody that is just so mediocre and is really hating on you, and it's like, type mediocre. Like, you're being mediocre. Why do I have to pay for that? Because I want greatness. But like, that's not my fault. Like, I'm sorry that I have the genes in me to be a go-getter and get to the next level, and I don't want to be in the same spot a year from now. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's so frustrating. Oh, and that is what I put in the book because I was just like, I gotta get this out. I have to get this out. And that's what this book was too, because it was also a form of like therapy for me and a form of release for me, because there were so many things that, like you said, that you just hold inside because you feel like nobody understands what you're going through or how you feel. Like when I was a GM, like I literally felt alone. Like, you know what I mean? Like my family didn't understand, like, girl, why are you working 16 hours a day? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, why are you working 7 days a week? That makes no sense. And then when I have my team members, they were my co-workers, friends that I grew within the company with or within the property with, but they now are my subordinates technically. So like certain conversations I can't have with them, certain things that I had to shift my relationships with them, which then made them feel like, oh, she thinks she's better now. Right. And that wasn't the case. Like, I just have responsibilities that unfortunately I can't discuss and disclose with you guys. You see what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, I still have a job. This is a job. It's not like we're a family unit, yes, but it's still a job. You know what I'm saying?
It's business, nothing personal.
Yes. Not me, I say, sorry. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just, you know, it's just life, I guess. And it's lessons that we have to learn. And I have learned that things that we go through are literally a learning season, and everything happens in the right season for the right person. So if you see somebody winning, don't hate. It's just their season. When you hate, you're just blocking your blessings. That's it. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I'm a full believer of karma.
Oh, child, let me talk about the seasons. So, I've been applying for this position I've been applying for that position since I got into the OR. And the second month that I got a phone call asking me to, you know, for the interview, and they said, oh, you know, you can't get this position because you have to be 6 months in the OR to get the position. Then after the 6 months was up, I applied again. Then I had gotten into an altercation. Well, not an altercation. I didn't touch anybody. Then I got into a verbal dispute with my manager, and I got a final. Okay. Yes, child. Got a final, but that's another story. Got a final for being a strong Black woman. Speaking my mind, child.
We got a project about that. Stay tuned for that.
Anyway, stay tuned for that. Okay. And then I got the phone call and they were like, oh, we can't interview you because you have a final. I'm like, ugh. Fast forward now to March. Got a call. Oh, that position you wanted is open. Do you want to interview? I said,
can we do it today?
Yes! And then finally I got the interview yesterday. So it took, when it comes to timing, I like, you cannot hate. There's other people that did get that another position that I wanted, but at a different time. And it's like, at first I was like, I wanted it, but I understood there was a purpose for me to like just relax. Like, this has to be a reason as to why I'm still here. Why is there something I have to learn? And I think I did, because even when I had an issue with the gremlins, when I spoke on it, I I think I handled it well, because the old JoJo would have been like, what are you talking about? But I literally just looked at Shorty and I said, listen, you're very petty and you're very emotional, and I hope that whatever is wrong with you, that you fix it. Mm-hmm. There's nothing I can do about it. If you're jealous of me, you're jealous, and that's okay. That's fine. I understand and I accept it. And I was so calm talking to her, opposed to back then. And I think that's probably what it is, because I feel like the next level is probably going to try me. And I would have to learn how to control and to compose myself when I'm dealing with someone who is of that nature. So,
yes. People. I say this all the time. The things that we are experiencing, it's okay to be frustrated.
Okay.
It's okay to be angry. It's okay to cry, to feel, maybe some people might feel depressed. It's okay, but it's not okay to live in it, because everything that we go through is literally to either show us areas that we need to change and grow and develop, or to prepare us for our next chapter, our next season in life. I promise you.
Amen.
So when I shifted my perspective, because I used to, even today, the past 3 days, oh my gosh, has been a nightmare, nightmare. I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I don't want to do it. I don't care. But I had to realize, okay, what is it teaching me? What do I need to do differently? What do I need to, you see what I'm saying? I took it as for an opportunity to learn lessons, as well as to grow and say, okay, well, I need to manage this a little bit differently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And some of it is the same lessons that I needed to learn 4 times ago, but that's another conversation. But it's literally to help you to get to the next level. So when you have people that have betrayed you, when you have people that are talking bad about you, when you have people that stab you in the back, whatever, take it as, okay, this is them being exposed, because they're not supposed to be in my next season. Not supposed to be on in my next chapter. You see what I'm saying? So be hurt. Listen, I understand. I get it. There have been times where I was like in tears in bed because of how somebody betrayed me, or I felt that, you know what I'm saying, my trust was broken, or loyalty, whatever it is. But at the same time, it showed me, okay, where I need to make shifts within myself, my self-value, my self-love, all of that good stuff, my protection, my barrier, and being guarded in certain aspects of life, right? But at the same time, it prepared me for my next chapter, and to remove them, because now they sometimes they're the ones that's blocking your blessing. You see,
right.
Holding you back from who you need to be. So if you have that boyfriend or that friend, whatever it is, everything happens for a reason. And karma
is a bitch.
Okay, and it's gonna come back. So you don't have to.
Sure does.
Forgive them, forgive whoever, forgive. Like the people, I don't care. I love you to death. I wish you the best. I have no animosity. It is what it is. Thank you for showing me who you are, because now I know how to maneuver. And 2, now when I look back, I'm probably smiling like, what flex on my ex. You know, see, even got an ex flex on my friend. And whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, you don't have to worry about getting back. You don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they have to pay. And let it go, because something better is coming. 5 minutes, a year, whenever it's gonna come. But the more you hold on to it, you're just holding yourself back, child. You're just holding yourself back. But but I love it. I see your growth. As I said, we have the same thing. And listen, there was one time that I won an award, and somebody, the whole department was salty about it. So they wrote something next to my name. Oh, let me tell you, Chanel went to all of them. I didn't see I went to all of them in the break room. I didn't speak Spanish, so I got somebody that was like my friend, and I had them translate. As a matter of fact, Arlene, shout out to you for translating for me. And I was like, tell them I don't play those games. I don't disrespect, like literally. And I'm like, but you're not saying it with the same attitude that I have.
Right. I need you to have some attitude towards it.
You know what I mean? Again, sometimes people are upset about your success, about what you're doing because they don't have it in them to do it themselves, or they feel threatened. So it is what it is. Don't dim your light. Keep shining. Make sure you go cop Warriors Paradise today. Let me hit you with this. You got any final words you want to say to the people before I hit them with the video trailer? You got any final words you want to say?
Put the trailer up.
Yes, go get that today. So tell everybody who can connect with you.
You can find me on Instagram, Oh My It's JoJo, or you can find me on Facebook, JoJo Clarke. But I'm barely on Facebook, but just go on Instagram, Oh My It's JoJo. You can't miss the face.
Say it again.
The face is there. Oh My It's JoJo on Instagram. OHMYITSJOJO.
Yes, is that it?
That's it.
All right. Make sure you Instagram, IG, or you're more on Instagram than you're on Facebook.
On Facebook,
Okay. Instagram is popping. That's why them photos.
Right, it is a bunch of weirdos that started to pop up on Facebook.
Look at me. But thank you for being here with us. Thank you for being so transparent. I appreciate you, girl.
I'm trying. You're helping me.
I see you. Okay. And we got a project coming soon, but I'm not telling what it is. You gotta stay tuned. But make sure you stay tuned. Mm-hmm. Thank you, JoJo. I love you to death. Thank you.
Love you.
Peace, beautiful people.